What is going on, everyone? Chris from Pickdawgz.com here with the Wraparound. We're going to be breaking down the NHL action going down on Saturday, January 27th, 2024. Just a reminder, if you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed to our channel and smash that thumbs up. We appreciate all the love and support here at Pickdawgz. Without you guys, definitely the channel would not have gotten to where it is today, so thank you so much for that. The Wraparound wouldn't be where it is today if it weren't for you guys and your support, so thank you so much. If you're looking for my best bets, the games that I love, you can head on over to pickdawgz.com, click the Premium Picks tab at the top of the page. We swept the board yesterday, gave out our top play in each sport, cashed on all of them, and now we head into Saturday with a nice chunk of change to hit the books even harder. With college hoops action on the horizon, going to put up some NHL plays as well, so definitely keep your eyes peeled for those. But the best value, whether you go daily, you can go with a daily pass, make some profit, and build it and go forward, or hop on a long-term pass. Go with me or pair me up with any of your other great favorite handicappers. We'll make you some money. Sorry, this video is getting out a little bit late today. Had some recording issues early on, but I fixed them and wanted to make sure that you guys get the best possible wraparound that you could get. And we got it because there's a 14-game card we got to look at here. So you guys know the drill. Let's make some money. You ready? I'm ready. Let's get into it. Our first game takes us to the Wells Fargo Center, where the Philadelphia Flyers play host to the Boston Bruins. And the Philadelphia Flyers, now all the off-ice issues with Carter Hart now coming to light. So it looks like it's going to be the Samuel Ersson show for the next little while, potentially the foreseeable future and maybe going forward. And I'm worried about Philadelphia overworking Ersson here. There's not really a consistent backup behind him. It's normally been Hart and Ersson, so we'll have to see how that goes. But right now, the Philadelphia Flyers just can't get out of their own way. They've lost 4 in a row. They've been outscored by a combined score of 21-10 in those 4 games. They're just coming off a road loss to the Detroit Red Wings. Now you got to go take on one of the better teams in the NHL in the Boston Bruins, even with Philly being at home. It's not going to be easy here. The Boston Bruins, they snuck by the Ottawa Senators, but they've still won 6 of their last 7 games. I think they're the better team by a fair margin in this matchup. And like I said, the goaltending situation murky at best for the Flyers right now. So give me the Boston Bruins on the money line in this one. Our next matchup takes us to the American Airlines Center, where the Dallas Stars take on the Washington Capitals, and another team, the Washington Capitals, that right now just can't seem to get out of their own way. The Caps have lost 3 straight. They've been outscored. 3 straight on this road trip. They've been outscored by a combined score of 14-5 in those 4 games. 3 games, excuse me. The Dallas Stars, and they're not as consistent as they were to start the year, but they still won 7 of their last 10 games. They've won back-to-back games. They've won back-to-back 1-goal games as well. And head-to-head, this one's been all Dallas in recent years. Going back to March of 2022, the Dallas Stars have won 4 straight in this matchup. I'm going to go with the Dallas Stars here. I'm just going to take them to win this one in regulation, get that minus 240 price down to something around minus 150, something a lot more manageable. Now we head to the SAP Center, where the San Jose Sharks take on the Buffalo Sabres. And there are very few instances where I will want to lay this price with the Buffalo Sabres, and this is not one of them. I'm actually going to take the San Jose Sharks in this one. The Sharks don't look now, but all of a sudden the San Jose Sharks are playing some decent hockey. They've won 3 straight. They beat the Kings and the Rangers in back-to-back games. They needed overtime and a shootout to do so in those 2 games, but got the win nonetheless. The Buffalo Sabres, they've won 6 of their last 10 games, but they also started this road trip with a loss against the Anaheim Ducks. And this is a bit of a revenge spot for San Jose after they were shut out in Buffalo 3-0. Just under 2 weeks ago. So I'm going to take a shot here with the San Jose Sharks. They're playing some decent hockey, and like I said, we're getting a decent price with them here. So give me the Sharks on the money line. Now we head to Rogers Place, where the Edmonton Oilers take on the Nashville Predators, and we're starting to just get to the point where will they or won't they? Will the Edmonton Oilers have their streak broken or will they not? And in this spot, I don't think it's happening. The Nashville Predators, just when you thought maybe they were playing some consistent hockey and getting ready to turn the corner, they scored 3 goals or less in each of their last 6 games. And what have the Edmonton Oilers done during the course of this win streak to win their games? They've leaned on defense. It has been a historic run for the Edmonton Oilers in terms of their defense, giving up 2 goals or less pretty much over the course of the entirety of this win streak. Now, yes, you could say, hey, they played teams like Chicago. They played teams like Columbus. I'm not going to fault the team for playing who's in front of them. I'm saying you just got to keep that in consideration. But they've also beat teams like the Calgary Flames, the Seattle Kraken, The Toronto Maple Leafs, they beat the Detroit Red Wings, who were on fire. And the Nashville Predators right now, just not in a spot where I really feel like backing them to try to stop this Oilers money train. So give me the Oilers to win this one in regulation at minus 140. Now we head to the Canada Life Arena where the Winnipeg Jets take on the Toronto Maple Leafs, and it's a rematch of a matchup that we saw just a few nights ago in a game where the Maple Leafs won 1-0 in Toronto, and now it's the second leg of the home and home, and I think we see something similar here. I'm not saying we see 1-0, but I think we're going to see a lower scoring game here. The Toronto Maple Leafs, a 2.60 goals against average from their staff in the last 5 games. Ilya Samsonov has made quite the return to form for the Toronto Maple Leafs, giving up 1 goal in the last 2 starts against the Kraken and the Jets, stopping 49 of 50 shots against in those starts. So give them credit there. Winnipeg on the other side, well, they have a 1.80 goals against average as a unit in their last 5 games as well. I know normally we talk about the offensive firepower for both of these teams, but I think the defense needs to get some love here as well. I think this is going to be pretty much, like I said, a low-scoring game. So I'm going to go with the under 6.5 in this one. Now we head to the PNC Arena where the Carolina Hurricanes take on the Arizona Coyotes. And, the Arizona Coyotes, for a team that has shown some promise and does provide value in certain spots. They haven't done it in the first couple games of this East Coast road trip that they've been on, losing the first 2 games in convincing fashion in each of them. Last time out, the Arizona Coyotes lost to the Tampa Bay Lightning 6-3. Prior to that, they lost to the Florida Panthers 6-2. Now they go to take on a Carolina team and started to figure it out a little bit. They've won 3 of their last 4, 5 of their last 7, and 7 of 10. Playing better hockey at home at 14-5-4. And head-to-head, the Hurricanes have won the majority of the recent meetings. They've won 6 of the last 7. 5 of those 6 wins have come by 2 or more goals. I'm going to take a shot here on the Carolina Hurricanes on the puck line in this one. Now we head to the Canadian Tire Center where the New York Rangers take on the Ottawa Senators, and stand by it. The New York Rangers are still one of the better teams in the NHL, but even the best teams in the NHL go through their rough patches. They are 14-9-3 on the road now, and the New York Rangers have dropped 4 of their last 5 and 7 of their last 10, and in each of those last 6 losses that the Rangers have taken, they've scored 2 goals or less. Now you're taking on an Ottawa team that has had issues with goaltending at times, yes, but they play their best hockey at home. They've split their last 8 games. They're playing some decent hockey. And head-to-head, the Ottawa Senators have actually won the last 3 meetings with the New York Rangers, including a 6-2 win in Ottawa back on December 5th. So I'm going to take a shot here with the Ottawa Senators to keep the momentum going, keep the win streak going against the Rangers here at plus money. Now let's go to the PPG Paints Arena where the Pittsburgh Penguins take on the Montreal Canadiens. And another favorite in the Pittsburgh Penguins that I'm just not eager to lay this kind of price with. Sure, the Pittsburgh Penguins are a solid team. They still got guys like Sidney Crosby, Evgeny Malkin, but they fell short against the Florida Panthers on Friday. They've lost 3 straight and 5 of their last 6. Montreal, they're not playing all that well themselves. They've dropped 6 of their last 9, but they're coming off a win over the New York Islanders. They've split their last 6 games, and head-to-head, Montreal's had a lot of success in this matchup. Keep in mind, the Montreal Canadiens are still one of the more profitable teams in terms of covering the puck line, the plus 1.5 on the road this season. So in what could end up being a 1-goal game if Montreal doesn't win it outright, I'm taking Montreal here. I'm going to take them plus the 1.5. I'm going to split it and put a little bit on the money line as well. Now we head to the Amalie Arena where the Tampa Bay Lightning take on the New Jersey Devils, and the Tampa Bay Lightning playing some solid hockey right now, and the New Jersey Devils are as well. New Jersey also on the road, 14-8-1 this season. Really respectable road record. But the thing for me here is that, the Tampa Bay Lightning are just so good at home. There's no real way, there's nothing around it. I mean, they're 16-5-3 at home this season, and right now the Lightning are mired in one of those stretches, in one of those grooves where we normally see it once or twice at the very least a year with the Tampa Bay Lightning, where they rattle off a long win streak or 7 wins in their last 8 games like they have here. And the New Jersey Devils really just aren't the team I want to try to step in front of the Lightning with. It's all about figuring out when to jump off with the Lightning, and I don't think this is the spot. The New Jersey Devils, I'm still not sold on their goaltending. I'm probably not going to be for a little while. I want to see this team consistently put strong defensive performances together, and we really haven't seen it from the Devils here. So give me the Lightning by default at minus 160. Now we go to the UBS Arena where the New York Islanders take on the Florida Panthers. And New York Islanders, well, the new coach bump lasted all of, one game before the Islanders really regressed back to old habits. I mean, this is an Islanders team that was really struggling, and then you thought maybe that the new hiring of, or at least the bringing in of Patrick Waugh would right the ship. They still lost 6 of their last 7 and 8 of their last 10, and now welcome a Florida team that, yes, is on a back-to-back, but they've won 3 games in a row, pretty much all in convincing fashion for the most part. They've won those 3 games by a combined score of 13-5, and the Florida Panthers, for as much flack as I've given Anthony Stolarz in the past as a backup goaltender, he's still been fairly serviceable. In his last 2 appearances, he's given up 1 goal in each. One of those was an abbreviated start against the Minnesota Wild where he took over for Sergei Bobrovsky after Bobrovsky got shelled. But last time we saw him against the Nashville Predators, 1 goal allowed, 27 saves made, playing some solid hockey. And against the New York Islanders team that really just doesn't know which way is up right now, I kind of think I got to take the Florida Panthers here on the money line. So give me the Panthers at the reasonable price at minus 140. Now we head to Little Caesars Arena where the Detroit Red Wings take on the Vegas Golden Knights, and give Detroit all the credit, man. This is a Detroit team that's playing really well right now. They're 7-2-1 in their last 10 games, playing really well, and they're playing their best hockey at home this season. However, the Detroit Red Wings are still, I'd say a little bit of a ways away from being considered a top contender in the NHL, and they're laying juice here at home. Sure, that's why they're the favorite, but against the Vegas Golden Knights team that's won 5 of their last 6 games. Yes, Vegas is on the second half of a back-to-back, but we've seen Adin Hill back in the lineup, so not all the pressure is on Logan Thompson anymore in goal for Vegas. The Golden Knights have their 1-2 punch in goal back, and we're getting the defending Stanley Cup champions with the same record in their last 10 games as the Detroit Red Wings at plus money. I got to take the Vegas Golden Knights here. I think this is just a great value. It's not something that you're going to see all that often with the Vegas Golden Knights, but they looked really good last night, and I think they look good again here. So give me the Vegas Golden Knights at plus money in this one. Now we head to the XL Energy Center where the Minnesota Wild take on the Anaheim Ducks, and I think for me, just the cap in this game is simple. Sure, the Minnesota Wild have had their ups and downs without question. They're coming off a loss to the Nashville Predators, but they did win 3 games in a row prior to that where they had been scoring goals in bunches, and now take on an Anaheim Ducks team that's still 3-7 in their last 10 games. But head-to-head, the Minnesota Wild are on a double-digit win streak against the Anaheim Ducks. A lot of the recent wins coming by at least 2 goals, including the 4-1 win in Anaheim back on December 21st. So far in the last 8 meetings between these two teams, Minnesota has scored 4 or more goals in 7 of the last 8. So I can't trust the Anaheim Ducks in a spot like this. I'm going to take the Minnesota Wild to win this one in regulation. Get that minus 210 price down to something more manageable around minus 140. Now we head to Rogers Arena where the Vancouver Canucks take on the Columbus Blue Jackets, and another game where, for me, the cap is fairly simple. We saw these two teams lock up not that long ago, and it was an interesting matchup. It was a game that the Columbus Blue Jackets won 4-3 in a shootout back on January 15th, so just shy of 2 weeks ago. But the Vancouver Canucks have been one of the best teams in the NHL, and that game was in Columbus, where Columbus tends to play their better hockey at 9-13-4 this season. But Vancouver is quickly become one of the best home teams in the NHL this season. 17-4-2, the Canucks are at home this season. 16-7 on the puck line at home, and they're finding ways to take care of business. I think they do it again here. The Columbus Blue Jackets, just like I said, they're a team that's going to provide some value in spots, as evidenced by the win over the Canucks in that past meeting. But Vancouver still won 8 of their last 10 games, still performing really well. And Columbus, well, they've dropped 7 of their last 10. So two teams headed in different directions. I think the Vancouver Canucks get it done here. I'm taking Vancouver on the puck line in this one. And our final game on Saturday's card takes us to the Scotiabank Saddledome, where the Calgary Flames take on the Chicago Blackhawks. And, something's got to give here. The Flames have lost 4 in a row. The Blackhawks have lost 19 road games in a row. The Blackhawks are 4-22-1 on the road this season. The Calgary Flames, like I said, they're struggling right now. But I'm not trying to catch a falling knife with the Chicago Blackhawks team just to be on the right side of the one time they actually pull off the road upset. Yeah, the Calgary Flames are minus 300 does not make too much sense. But at least the Calgary Flames, over the midst of this losing streak, are still scoring goals. Calgary, in the losses, they've lost 5-2 to Columbus, 4-3 to St. Louis, 3-1 to Edmonton, 4-3 to Toronto. So they're still scoring goals. Chicago, on the other hand, they've lost 7 of their last 9. All 7 losses have seen the Blackhawks score 2 goals or less. 6 of the 7, they've scored 1 goal or less, and they've actually scored 2 or less in 8 of their last 9 games overall. Flames, like I said, they're just scoring more, and sometimes it's as simple as backing the team. It's going to net you more goals, and that's the long and short of it. I'm going to take the Calgary Flames here on the puck line. Not necessarily running to the window to bet this one, but it's Flames or nothing here because there's no backing the Blackhawks. That's it. That's all the NHL action for Saturday, January 27th, 2024. Again, if you like this content, smash that thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and hit that notification bell in the description of this video below so you get notified when the newest and freshest content drops here at Pick Dawgz. And if you're looking for my best bets, you can find those at Pick Dawgz Premium. And make sure to let me know your NHL picks in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. Good luck.